Hello, it's me, Andrea Marston, as spelt by the brilliant tech of the show, Connor Lowe. Hi, I'm Andrea Marston. I'm the host that sweats the most. I was saving that all day in my head. Welcome to 5 Things on Bad Dog TV. I'm going to say it now. I'm going to say it several times. Please smash that like button. Yeah, it's hot, and I turned my fan on, and I closed the window, so please smash the like button. Give me something to sweat about. Welcome, everybody. I'm in a really good mood this week. Like, I'm a bit tired today, but I would not even say that's harboring any ill will or bad feelings in me. I'm feeling good. Part of the reason is I get to do this amazing show on Bad Dog TV. And if you want to support amazing shows like this and artists getting paid to do work, go to baddogtheater.com/5things and give us a little donation so you can have a little tax slip. Because those are very in right now. All the time, I think. They're very in. Really into tax slips. Great. So let me tell you a little bit about my good mood, perhaps in 5 parts, because this show is called 5 Things, and it's a nice number to do things by. So, okay, let me tell you about the day I got vaccinated. Thank you, Connor. Okay, I gotta tell you, number 1, I woke up anxious because honestly I haven't left my house much, my apartment much, and I was gonna go leave it to get a vaccination. Super anxious. Second thing about that day is it was very organized and scarily silent when I got the vaccination, but I was so happy, I was elated to get it. That's thing 2. Pew 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 pew. 3. Thank you. I just needed the horn. I didn't even ask for a horn for the first thing, but anyways, I'm just horned up for horns. Number 3, after I was sitting, you have to sit for 15 minutes and then turn your chair around. I was sitting there with my mask on, just waiting for my 15 minutes. I check Instagram and I see that 2 lovely friends of mine, Bad Dog sweethearts, got engaged. And I made an audible sound in front of just many people. And the person to get engaged is actually our wonderful tech, Connor Lowe, and his lovely lady, Liz Johnson. So air horns for that. That made me so happy. Congratulations, Connor. Pew, 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 pew. All the horns for Connor and Liz. Congratulations. That made me really happy, just audibly happy. I got to leave then. I walked through the city, and I hadn't gone for a walk in a long time. I've just been busy. I just haven't done it. And it was like, why do birds suddenly appear? I remembered why I love Toronto so much. Just like everything was perfect. The weather was perfect. The water was perfect. I was just like, wow, life is great. And then I came home and I had pizza while hanging out with my cat. That's 5 things on the most perfect day. Pew, 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 pew. And I hope that we have so many more perfect days like that in our future in this post-Pandarella world. Follow all my journeys of good days at Pop Goes Andrea on all the socials. Great. A part of what's making this day great, even though it's sweaty, is Pop Goes Andrea. Yep, that's me. What's making it great is who I get to interview for 5 things. 5 things. A show that's made up of getting to ask 5 questions in the spirit of our warm-up game, 5 things that we do in improv. And frankly, 5 questions is not enough, but I am a people pleaser and a rule follower, so I will try to get this done in 5 things. But the reason it's not enough is because my guest... she's amazing. I met her at Combustion Festival at Bad Dog Theater. R.I.P. It'll be back. Boo, poo, pew. Horns, horns, horns. Thank you. I'm so annoying with those horns. This show is just all horns. Okay, I'll cool my jets because I'm honestly so excited. I met her at Combustion. She was amazing. I saw her and her group Casually Dope play for the first time, and it was like, you know when you see an improv group and you're like, wow, that was so awesome. Who are they? I'm swaying around. For the podcast listener, I'm swaying around in a dreamy motion because I was in love when I saw Casually Dope, and I was like, who is this? And then I think a year later, I got to take a class with her, and I still use the lessons I learned in that class every time I improvise. I'm so excited to welcome onto the screen stage Blue Cavell-Allette. Yeah. Pew, 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 pew. We love air horns here. We are very into the air horns. It. We also love to say smash that like button on the show. That is something we say. And
smash it.
Smash it. Mm-hmm. Oh, Blue, you have friends saying hello to you in the chat. I just know so many people who love you actually across Canada. So I'm very honored. We love you. There might be a part of the show where I just do a full-on presentation to get you to move here.
I gotta get my family in. I'm already there.
Get them in. Get them all in. I have a PowerPoint presentation.
I love it.
I'm so excited to have you here. I felt like we had an instant friend chemistry.
Yes.
The first time we met, so I'm so excited to get to chat with you and ask you 5 things. 5 things. I'm excited. Things. I'm going to get right into it because I'll start it off with this amazing segue. Do you do the 5 things game?
We do.
Do you sing the song and clap your hands in a circle?
We do. Online, okay. I realized the clapping is a little weird because it's off. So it's like...
I discovered that
so now we do this.
Yeah. And then I make them silently cheer for each other.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know why my tongue came out. That's weird. I don't do that normally.
Out all the time. Inappropriate times. I don't know. It might be because it's hot and I'm like a little puppy and I'm like, Anyway, so thing 1 is I'm so curious. I've never been to Baltimore. I want to know about like the improv scene. I feel like I'm that kind of person who goes up to improvisers from out of town and like, tell me about your scene. So what can you tell me about the Baltimore improv scene?
I love this question. So quarantine has made Baltimore a different space. So beforehand, we kind of had one house theater that we used to, Casually Dope, had a main stage night and we would perform. Quarantine has created multiple theaters in our space. And now I kind of feel like we're a mecca. Like there were a lot of fires and so I'm going to sound awful because I'm like, there were a lot of fires and Baltimore came out victor. But we are definitely like, if you're the type that likes to like do travel in association with improv, then Baltimore's on the list. You want to get there.
Oh, that was I'm sold. Book me my ticket. Let's open.
I got a room upstairs. I'm waiting for you, baby. Don't play with me.
That was the world's best sleepover. So it broke up into factions. Oh, yes, we're getting. It says only 7 hours and 57 minutes. And if I book a flight
or by.
That's, yeah, can you imagine that flight? Just so close by, just an inefficient plane. Oh, we're booking my ticket right now. Thank you so much. Connor is on aircanada.com, and I'm booking my ticket. I do not have my passport, and I'm not fully vaccinated, but we'll figure it out.
We'll welcome you. You know, we drove to Canada. I think we drove to Canada the second time we went. And I think the first time we spent half the time on JetBlue, where when the motor started, it sounded like a lawnmower. So
I've
it's
flown
been an adventure.
to places in Canada like that. Yeah, the terrifying flight. Okay, so factions, great. What can you tell me about like how thing 2? Boo-boo, we're all the thing 2. Thank you. Connor's never gonna hear a horn again.
I want to hit the wall. So Caribbean culture, you hear that and you got to hit a wall, but it's like I'm at a window, so it would be dangerous.
Yes, just hit it. Whatever it may be. Hit it. So, thing 2. Tell me about Casually Dope. Like, when I saw you play, it was like fast. It was beautiful. It was chemistry. How did you all meet, and like how are you like continuing on in the Pandarella Zoti? I'm adding things now.
So I would say when you first saw us, Rashid and Ty and I were the ones who came. So
yeah.
And when we came, it was like water. You hear me? Like, I loved it. I remember it to this day. I think most of my characters were Drake. I might have put a little bit more eyebrow on so I could get in there. But the thing about the pandemic is improv has been different for everybody. What I have found out about the pandemic is that I'm a producer and director as much as I like to perform. So Casually Dope has paused.
Yeah.
But I've gotten I've always been a producer and director, but I've gotten the chance to really go 100% as a producer and director, which has been, I'm so used to working so hard for a troupe that it was really nice to get the legs as a producer director. You know, you produce this. It's such a lovely experience.
Bad Dog produces. Bad Dog is a saving grace during this time.
Oh, God.
Speaking of, you should donate to baddogtheater.com/5things, because honestly, Coko Galore has done amazing. Yes,
you beat me to it. I already got Coko in my head. I love
every
Coko.
show we should be praising Coko, because honestly, I would be so lost without Bad Dog TV. So I'm so appreciative to Bad Dog TV.
If it weren't for Coko, Casually Dope wouldn't have, like, Coko is the reason I love Julie, but Coko is like a huge reason why we got there. And Coko is just that. Coko and Daphne, every time I see them, my face, it feels like family. Like, I can't help myself. I love them.
They're some of the truest gems in our community. We're so lucky.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. Mm-hmm. We are now at thing number 3.
This is going fast.
I know. That's why I say that's what the way I said say came out real weird. But I might ask you like 100 things, and then they're going to have to drag us off there.
Can we do 21 questions? This is too, right, like, I'm not.
Well, don't worry. I still have the PowerPoint presentation, remember? So we're fine.
I'm into it. I'm into it.
So you're a mom, and I was just wondering how that impacts the art you make and the shows you produce and the way you improvise. Because I remember taking this improv class from you, and the way you said something that wasn't like necessarily new, but it clicked with me in a way that didn't click with me before. And it was just to ask more questions about who you're playing. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, that makes total sense. And so I just think you have such a like wise way of improvising and teaching. So I just want to see how, like, yeah, motherhood impacts that, and how also improv impacts motherhood, vice versa.
So you are asking me to talk about my two favorite things.
Yay.
And so I have two baby girls. One is 22, one's 11, because I'm wild like that. I don't know. But my oldest baby, what I learned from parenting, I learned from her. Because I was 21 when I had her. And so what I learned from improv is grace. I mean, from parenting to go to improv is grace, unconditional love. We can always walk it back. And improv is a game of numbers, like with babies. So my babies I always talk about youngest one, like, you made a mistake here, but you're 11, you're supposed to. Yeah. Improv is the same way for people who are like in their 301 course. Okay, what are you beating yourself up for? You're at 301. Who lied and told you that improv was this art that you just got on stage and did? It's a process. It's a game of numbers. So they go hand in hand, and it's about care. It's about connection. It's about all these things that in order to be, and I'm a damn good mother. Like, I love, my babies make me a good mother, but I'm a mother of a tribe of women.
I see your posts about that, and
I love them so much.
And I think that's why it's like so easy to just like be like in a conversation with you. It's like easily to like, you can tell that you come from like a strong tribe of women who have each other's back, and like you radiate love when you play and you teach and you talk, and I can just tell that's like strong women. I also come from a lot of cool strong women, so I'm like,
it's nice. You know what's a difference too is that, so I come from a tribe of strong, like my circle, I'm not one of those women who is like, I don't mess with women. No, I mess with women heavy. Like, I love women. But also one of the things is that with being a Black woman who teaches, and I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine, so that's my dog. I don't have ghosts. It looked like I had ghosts, but I don't.
Blue's dog just walked in. I have to say it for the podcast. And what kind of dog do you have?
I have a pit bull.
Beautifully colored.
Probably a mix. I don't know, but I just like being gangster when I walk up. So it's a bubble. She's so pretty.
She's so pretty. But we're talking about her mother now.
Yeah. So when it comes to teaching, what I noticed is a lot of people like me to play, but I don't. Baby, oh, look at that! I didn't even ask. Group mine. Someone walked up and closed the door. But
we're getting Blue's dog Molly baked treats via Connor Lowe's Google. We're gonna send some directly. It's coming on the plane with me when I have my in-ticket book. So
I love it. But what I learned being a Black woman is a lot of times they want me to do a show, but they're curious about how I play. So there's a lot of stigma that I've heard it so many, like, Blue, you are mean. I am not. You've met me. I'm not a mean person. I'm very sweet.
No.
Or I'm not. I'm a good coach and teacher. You have to look at your results. If you're better at the end, that means I did a good job.
Yeah. And honestly, you did. I play my characters so much deeper because of the way you taught me how to play characters. Yeah. And I felt like, sometimes you take an improv class, and you've taken a lot of improv classes, and it seems like you're doing the same thing, and you're not getting like the experience is good, but like I felt like I got such value out of your class. So take a class with Blue.
And that also comes from theater. I have a heavy history with theater. So when I'm directing plays, which I do here, I direct a lot of plays with HBCUs. And so, your character is good, but your character is better when you know what kind of gum they pick up when they're in the line at the grocery store. It's even better.
Yeah, it did. I remember we did those scenes before we asked those questions, and then we did the scenes after, and it was just a world of difference. The depth of those characters. It was so much more interesting to play and to watch. So, amazing tips. You're getting so much love in the chat. You have just just an army of blue love in the chat. That's great. Okay. This might be like redundant to some of the questions, but I ask it in every show. Is just how has like improv changed your life? So you said you started in theater. You didn't necessarily start with improv, right? So what was like your improv journey, and how has it changed your overall life?
You want the long story or the short story?
Give us the long story, because we've got some time, and I'm still working on my presentation for the final question.
Okay. So I love it. No. So I started out in the hip hop world. That's how I started. So in high school in Baltimore, there was a huge music scene. And there was a huge underground hip hop world and a huge club music. So club music. Have you ever heard the song "Watch Out for the Big Girl"? Watch out for the big girl.
No, but I feel like I should, because I feel like
Lizzo uses it. That's why I thought maybe, yeah.
Oh, I love Liz. Yes.
So she uses it. That's Baltimore. So Baltimore has a sound. So we grew up in that time when that sound was coming out. And so it's like you touch greatness. And then you come back, and then I decided when I went to college I was going to do theater, and I touched greatness there, and then I got married and pregnant, not in that order. And then I took some time off, but I never took time off from being creative. Like, we're visual artists here. Our family is like a family of artists, and Baltimore is a mecca for artists. So it's not like abnormal to like multi-disciplines as artists. And then I think I had my second baby, and I think about a year or two out after having her, I was like, "Ooh, I got to get out this house. I can't." So I took 1 or 2 classes, and economics-wise, because I saw the cult of like, you take a lot of classes, I couldn't afford it. And I was like, I'm going to just audition. Got in over a decade ago, kept it going. And that's been my journey.
Nice. That's amazing. And has it, like, because it is a cult. I fully have a tattoo that
I love Bad Dog. That's why I'm trying to watch. I love Bad Dog theater.
We love Bad Dog.
I love Coko too.
We love Coko. Yeah. I'm so in Baltimore, you've got to like keep it alive too during this pandemic, which is cool. I have so much respect for Coko and anybody during all this that keeps it alive. But has your like the spirit of improv helps that, right? Like, and it helps other areas of your life. So take an improv class at Blue. Find Blue, take an improv class with Blue, or baddogtheater.com/classes. I hear some of us are teachers there. Yes. Also Connor is also a teacher there. At baddogtheater.com. Great. Yeah, take a class / education.
Class, even if this isn't your journey to be a performer, it just adds so much texture to your life across the board. It does.
It reminds adults to play, and I think, like we forget. I forgot to play until I started taking adult classes again, and I was like, oh yeah, we can be silly
all the
goofs.
time.
Yeah.
That's how I ended up with improv, is because by nature that's why I'm goofy. I like it. I grew up watching comedies. I grew up, I watched, I don't know did y'all have Mama's Family?
Yeah, I've seen Mama's Family. Yeah.
Mama's Family, we had Sanford and Son. So when I'd come home from school, I would hurry up and get my homework done. That's how I would get my homework done, so I could watch a block of reruns. And so for years, it was such a weird block. I don't know who decided that block, but it would be like Mama's Family, Sanford and Son, and Leave It to Beaver. It was across the board. It was so
Give
weird.
me a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how I was like, it was an obvious choice when you figure it out, because I'm like, I'd love Saturday Night Live. I'd love just like watching all the sitcoms, and my dad watched All in the Family all the time, so I would.
Which one is that? All in the Family.
I think there was also Sanford and Son. He watched Sanford and Son, I remember, and All in the Family is that Archie Bunker. Oh God, I hate that.
I love Archie Bunker.
I hate his wife's.
I love her.
That also, I hate it / it's like reminds me of my dad, and I love it very much. So, yeah.
But you know, Connor, his name is, what's his name? Can we Google that?
This is great. Connor, this is our actual first like Google request. Urgent 911.
I think his name was Connor, I think it was Archie Bunker.
What's his the actor name? Archie Bunker in jail.
Oh no, why is he in jail?
Honestly, he had antics. Oh, Carol O'Connor. Yes.
Carol O'Connor. Okay, Carol O'Connor. Yes. Oh, I wasn't wrong. Connor was there. Okay. Carol O'Connor paved the way for moving on up. That's not the name of the show. My memory is not great. But good. No. How did it go? Oh shit, my memory.
Connor. Just a constant Google towards.
Oh my god!
I know what you're talking about too. Oh.
Moving on up.
It was like a spin-off of.
I want to say it's Moving On Up. I think that's
I do remember the theme song.
The Jeffersons!
Yeah, of course, the Jeffersons. Yeah.
Girl, edit this out because I don't want to lose none of my street. Please
this
just edit
happened.
this. Yeah. But
Connor, we need an edit.
He made the way, because when I was younger, I would watch it and I'd be like, I don't like this racist. But I didn't understand. That's how I learned. I learned that he was using the comedy to make a social statement.
Yeah. That's when my dad immigrated to Canada when he was 19, and he didn't want his Pakistani accent anymore, so he would watch Archie Bunker to train himself to like get rid of his accent, which is a bit of that's sad in a way.
I was gonna say, knowing that show, I need to hear his accent now.
I have this stand-up joke that he sounds like a screechy old woman. Now he sounds like Edith Bunker now. He's fine. Okay, this is not a presentation that I promised surprise, but we do a rapid fire questions for our fifth our fifth question, thing 5.
Okay.
So you've also gone to another like hometown of I'm from Calgary, and you've been in Calgary. So I want to hear, because is this also just like a subliminal way to get you to move to Canada? 5 of your best Canadian adventures. I would just love to know 5 of your best Canadian adventures, and then we'll get you signed up to move here just right after.
All right, I'm going to start. What's the name of the marketplace where everybody walks and all the stores are? What's the name of it?
In Toronto or Calgary?
In Toronto.
Kensington Market?
Kensington Market. Walking down Kensington Market with our T-shirts on and people shouting at us. We've never seen that kind of respect with the improv world, but people who were like, oh my God, it's Casually Dope! Like, we got shouted out.
It's true. When you travel as an improviser, you feel like a celebrity, and you honestly
only in Canada.
See, might be a reason to move here. So
I love it.
Okay, that was one.
We were there for the Raptors, who I had to practice that because I thought it was Raptures. The Raptors won, and the whole city went wild, and it was beautiful. It was really a beautiful experience to be there.
Yeah, that was a very good time where we all hugged and screamed on the street.
Everybody, right. It was a lot of kissing. It was a lot of so I love that.
Yes, the Raptures winning.
The Raptures won.
The Raptures won. Actually, the Raptors won, and then the rapture happened.
Right. but everyone was so happy. Barely anyone went to hell. It was by choice. It was barely.
Most of us stayed. Okay, so that was 2? That was 2, right?
That's 2.
Okay, yeah.
We rented an Airbnb that looked like you were on The Real World on MTV, so that was fun.
Nice.
And meeting, I'm gonna tell you, this is my honest to God truth. The people in Toronto are so lovable, and so like I talk about Coko, I talk about Daphne. I met AJ when I first went there.
Yeah.
And I was talking to AJ like he was 13 years old. He a full grown man. But like it was just so I met you, and so from the moment we met y'all, when we would come back or when we engage, it just feels like family. And I'm from the South, so that's perfect for me. So I love that.
It does. Combustion feels like a big family reunion. It's so nice. I cannot wait.
I met John. John from Minneapolis. Yeah. That's where we met. Like I love it. I did. What else?
That's thing 4. That's thing 4.
So I'm on 5 now?
You're on 5 now, yeah.
I would say I don't really smoke weed. It's not really my bag.
Yeah, same. I do. That's a lot.
Well, I do edible. Like, if someone were like, here's a gummy, I wouldn't be like, ugh, no. I'd be like,
thank you.
But I love the freedom and how, like, people would just walk up to each other and be like, here, all right. Now it would seem like so inappropriate.
That is truly one of the things Daphne Joseph, a Bad Dog player, and I talk about missing the most is like we would always escape like the after shows to go smoke a joint downstairs. Yeah, just like a real nice bonding experience. Especially,
I smoke cigarettes, so I'd be out there with y'all, and I roll my own. So everyone always assumed that I was smoking weed, and I wasn't. I was smoking rolled tobacco.
I remember that. Yeah,
everyone had the love, and it was very. I love Toronto is a very special, and Calgary. I love Calgary, but Toronto has a special place in my heart.
Amazing. So you're moving here. It's official.
I'm on. Look, I told my husband, I said he might have to play catch up because I'm ready. And when the quarantine first hit and they said either you get in or get out, I really tried to push it. I was like, you sure you don't want to go?
I remember one of the conversations I had with you was us talking about ways to convince your husband to move to Canada. Anyways, we're still working on this. I'll have a million podcasts. I'll have you as a guest. We'll do this every time. It'll be a million.
I'll make him sit in the back like, baby, just be quiet. Listen.
Put on a special show just for him. Just air horns and smash.
It'll just be a Zoom between you and me. Nobody else has to be there. He don't have to know it. We'll just work him through the process. And so my husband's family is Caribbean. So he actually has family that lives in Toronto who came to see our show. And I had no idea that we would have been sold out. So they drove all the way to the show and they couldn't get tickets because it was like standing room. At that point, we were breaking fire. So they came and couldn't even see us.
They discovered you were super famous. That their daughter.
That's all I wanted them to know. They didn't even have to see me. I wanted them to spread that word. So I was happy.
Amazing. I want you. I told you I'd give you a thick, juicy moment of self-promotion at the end of the show. And I want to hear it all. I want to hear every single thing you're doing, where people can find you. Tell me what you had for lunch. Just tell me.
Nothing. I had nothing.
Me either. I'm going to eat immediately after this. But yeah, tell me, what do you have that you're working on, that's coming up? Where can people find you on socials?
Well, excuse me. I am not great at promoting, so follow me now. I have a show right after this with Wit, where they do Hold Up Book Club, and we're going to be discussing, oh my God, I'm going to mess this up. Blah, 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 in the Giant Peach. What's his name?
James and the Giant Peach.
James and the Giant Peach. And in my head, I hear James and the Giant Butt, because that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing that right after here.
Go on a little blue tour on the internet.
Right, just go to my page. I'm Blue Cavell-Allette, I think on Instagram and on Facebook. And I'm a producer of a show. Oh Lord,
Connor's
are you gonna Google
bringing
me?
it up on Google.
I love it. It's gonna be a lot. I'm Googleable.
You are. You're all that first page.
All right. So I produce a show called The Block Party. It's an all-black segment, and we have a lot of fun. Ty and Tashika host a show called The Newlywed Game, but it's not about newlyweds. It's about just connection and relationships. We have tastemakers where we bring on guests. June 4th, we'll be performing for Everybody Get In Here Festival. And our guest is Yasmin from the Food Network. She is on the American Great Bake Off. She's from Baltimore. Hey!
Whoa, that's a big yeah. No,
Yeah.
Air horns for Yasmin.
Yeah, we stay with big gets, so keep your eye on tastemakers.
Oh.
I'm in the replacements. We play with BIA. I'm working with Black Improv Alliance as community coordinator. It's like a lot. I don't know what you want. I'm so bad at this.
You're blessed and you're booked. And
I'm blessed and book me some more.
Book us forever.
Right.
And you can find out all of that on all of Blue socials. Thank you so much for. I want this to go. Can I ask 100 more questions? Because
you always can. Honestly, I love your face. Every time I see you, I get so happy.
Me too. I was so excited. When I got this podcast opportunity, I'm like, I need to interview Blue because it's just so easy and effortless to talk to you. I can't wait till we have combustion again and we can hang out.
I can't wait either. And I want to give you your flowers during the quarantine, especially towards the beginning part. Watching your videos, your characters on your page just brought me so much joy. I love watching you and your character. You're very good at characters. You're a character.
Honestly, a part of that is I owe you a commission. Because your class was so changed the way I do characters. So thank you so much.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Also, wigs. I owe a commission to wigs.
I told you I tried. So my girlfriend Tashika is a character phenom. And so one of the things I love about online improv is we get to use props.
Yeah.
But when I graduated from college and they did the measurement for my head, I got this letter back saying I have an abnormally large head.
So much wisdom.
Apparently. That works for wigs too. So every time I get a wig, it just kind of sits off the back of my head like a mullet. So
you're amazing enough. You don't need the wigs. You're just a very good improviser. So take that.
We go together, Andrea. We go together.
Let's have a duo. Let's move to Canada.
And my edges are laid. They are. If I do this move one more time.
You're doing a posing
I love you,
move.
Jolly.
Yeah.
I love Jolly.
The chat is hotter than it's ever been for the show. I wonder why. It's all to do with Blue. Thank you so much for being on Five Things.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Thank you to Connor on tech for being our Google master. And also congratulations again on that engagement, Connor.
Tell Liz hi.
Hey, Liz. And we'll see you next week, everybody, on Five Things. Bye.